I call Stuart Municipal Utilities meeting to order. Council chambers, tentative agenda, Thursday, November 13th, 2025, 5:30 PM. Roll call. Crawford,
Here.
Hedrick, Henrik, Sherman,
Here.
Belden,
Here.
AV, here. Agenda approval, consent agenda, minutes of regular meeting of 10/2/2025, financial statement as of 10/31/2025, and bills as presented. And I need a motion.
Make motion. A second.
Okay, how do you vote? Crawford,
Yes.
Hedrick,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Belden,
Yes.
Avy, yes. Okay, mowing bids. Do you wanna talk first, or you want me to?
You can talk and I'll,
You can talk,
Okay, we have a current mowing bid that is gonna expire soon. We usually put it on the agenda to ask the board if you wanna continue or you wanna get seek bids. Pat is happy with the current contract and he would like to continue on, and the chairman would like to have $200 raise.
$200 a month, like on this one,
Yeah.
so I don't know what you would do on this one. The ones for Stuart, I would like to make him up to $200 a month for the two that he does.
Okay,
And then the Redfield one,
And it's been a year since he's gone on, right?
yeah.
I think, can I ask him, is there?
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, how long has it been since you got a raise?
several years.
Okay, okay. So what would you do with the Redfield one?
It's $9.50 a year right there, so.
Another hundred?
How much are we-
Well, okay, so if you do,
Are we just doing a percent?
so it'd be $82 more.
There you
So you raise him,
go. Yeah.
You raise
And-
one for by 200 and the other one by $88.
we'll put Dave's as 200 a month
Yeah.
from 171, okay? And then the Redfield one, what's he get a month?
Well, right there.
Oh, you don't have it.
Well, that's a
He's
year.
on the bill list.
That's just a year, so how many months do we mow? 6?
Yeah, for 158,
Yeah.
so. So it's about, it's the same amount.
How much is it?
It'd be 82.
No.
And we'll raise the one for Redfield up $82. So they
Okay,
both get the same amount raised.
okay.
And would you want it for 3 or 5 years?
We usually have it for 3 years.
For 3?
3 years, that works best.
Yes. Okay, we
Is
had
Is it the small size of the,
two of them by $200, one by $82.
This one will be 200 a month,
Yeah.
so it's $82 each, so.
And for 3 years. If the board is okay with it, we need a motion.
What?
Do you wanna bid one of the Redfield wells too?
Well, isn't that,
Or not the Redfield wells, I mean the wind turbine.
Um,
We're not gonna increase it or anything.
I
but,
would just
uh,
leave the wind turbine, I would just leave it with the person that has that one too,
Yep,
cause he's been really good.
Okay,
yep.
so we need a motion.
I'll make it.
Second.
Okay.
Second by Brian. Okay, how do you vote? Crawford?
yes.
Hedrick?
Yes.
Sherman?
Yes.
Belden?
Yes.
Avy, yes. Okay, number 6, incompatible offices, board discussion, board member Belden. Okay, Brian, you got 5 to 10 minutes, and that's it. And there will be no public voice on this.
Well,
Yeah, just speaking with, Ash and Kim, and it seems like the council had a legal opinion on this. There's, I guess, it's not clear what can, what we've gotten for information, and so any of our employees should be able to clearly know what they can and can't do for boards and anything, right, for, professional, councils or whatever, and volunteerism, so I guess that's why I asked you to come out, and legal, Ash had also thought that a legal opinion was warranted, so we could get clarity on things. The rescue unit's looking for volunteers to drive, and there's been misinformation on whether that can happen or not too, so that's kind of the question.
I'm Steve Brick. I've practiced law and government for 32 years. There are a few issues as it comes to what lawyers call incompatible offices. As I understand, you have some employees that are also employed by the city, or compensation is paid by the city for some employees that may. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about on that.
Okay. Well, I can tell you on the city side of things, city can, once you're elected to city government, you can't receive any other compensation from the city at all. So typically we see this in public works departments, people run, but they typically resign so it doesn't become an issue. But the law specifically says, and I have a code section 372.13, and I brought copies for everybody. Well, I don't know if I have the right number of copies, but I have several copies for you guys to pass out. It's on the 3rd page, and it's clear as it pertains to compensation. So once you're a city council person, during your tenure in office, you can't receive any other compensation for any other city office or city employment during that tenure. That's not incompatible offices, or it's part of the analysis. The other component of incompatible offices is you can't be elected to be your own boss. And that's an oversimplification of all of the law. It requires very detailed analysis as to whether or not something constitutes an incompatible office. So you look at things as what control does the city council have over the employment, or the board that supervises the employment. And there's numerous cases, these date back to the 1800s, as well as attorney general opinions, that set forth certain facts based on a certain thing before them. We gotta kind of piece it together based on the information available to provide an opinion. So those are the two prongs we look at as it pertains to whether or not an elected office or an appointed office is incompatible with one's employment if you're employed by government. So, I don't know what the circumstance specifically is up here, or the facts as it pertains to anyone's employment. But if you want us to look at that, we'll look at that to assure that it doesn't violate the law.
Yeah, that would be really something good, and I don't want it to be a debate about employment or anything, but I'm just gonna speak on behalf of Mr. Nelson. He's newly elected. He did self-opinion now that you will provide us with, and I'm out of opinion that he has already. So we'll leave it as is and try to see what the lawyer can do to each other. So, and I just don't want him to feel like we're leaving him behind, because he's sitting right here.
Oh.
And in the same time, I don't want it to be employment issues that we're discussing in a public meeting, because you know and I know we cannot do that
Sure.
without his permission.
Sure.
But I'm just speaking on his behalf of what happened at the council meeting, that he made it publicly known that he did seek legal opinion. So we try to kind of see what he got, and he can provide us with the opinion, and we can deal with that, but not on a public meeting.
Well,
Sounds
Yes.
can it be broad enough and open enough that it's in the minutes and made public, whatever that is? And, or do you have to go through every person's job duties regardless of where they're working to understand whether it overlaps or doesn't overlap?
Right.
And that's what I'm asking. I mean, it's just
And the funding.
any volunteerism, right? I mean,
how-
we got
how-
Jim Henderson sitting in here. he drives a rescue unit, he's on the fire department, he's also over Public Works on the city side. So where are those, you know, because we wanna encourage volunteerism, so we just wanna make sure that we're
Oh,
doing it in the
absolutely.
right way, that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah, throwing your hand in the
and
ring
we
is
need,
Correct.
we need to
part of
define,
it.
Exactly.
we need to define what volunteer is,
Mhm.
you know, because we get opinion that volunteer shouldn't be paid. But I don't know which one.
What, I don't even know if the council's paid.
With the council get paid, yeah. So I wanna know what volunteer, what the definition of volunteer. All that stuff we can discuss, but like I said, not in a public meeting, because that's employment issue.
Well, absolutely, and I need time to dig into it. Like I
Yes,
said.
you do, you
the
really do.
Compensation's black and
Yeah,
white, you know,
yeah.
the law couldn't be clearer.
Yes,
When we get into the other issues of incompatible officers, you know, it's very fact intensive, I'm not gonna be able to give an opinion tonight.
absolutely, and
I don't know
that's,
enough about
yeah,
your
and,
structure of it.
and to be honest to you, I'm surprised you're here tonight, but that's okay. You know, you're our attorney, and that's good, but in the same time, we have to have the newly elected person that has the majority vote to be able to speak, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
And we didn't ask him to come tonight to speak because he's not on the agenda.
Mhm.
So he needs to have the right to seek his legal opinion too from his own lawyer.
Oh, absolutely.
And he made it publicly known last meeting at the council meeting that he got opinion from his own lawyer.
I applaud that.
Well-
And in the same time, do you want to say anything? Okay, so we're good here and we leave it this way. And
I
let's
got a
kinda
question
have
too.
lawyers talk to each other.
Sure.
And I got a question. And the reason he is here tonight is because you had told Brian and I both that we needed to contact our attorney to get some discussion done. Okay, so
Correct.
then my other question is, so what if we, and can I use Trevor as an example?
But not in,
I mean-
just say what you're gonna say.
Well,
so-
okay, so city council gets paid. What if he decides and says, I don't want to pay? Can,
Right, that's something we need to talk, but
You
not in
know.
a public meeting,
Yeah.
you know?
That's
We'll
something
have
you
to-
guys.
is that
We'll have to
something
look
you
at that.
can,
Yes.
you know?
That's
You
all part of the
might offer
process,
that.
that provides him the,
Incompatible officers as well.
Okay,
Yeah, there's so many venues to it,
Okay.
and we're not lawyers. We
correct.
have to state that clearly. We're not lawyers. So he's been told to check his status too, you know, because that's our duty is to tell him to check your status for employment because he's been elected now. So, and he did his due diligence.
yes, he did.
Yeah, so now we have to give him credit for doing that, and then we need to have lawyers talking to lawyers. But public meeting, I don't think it's a place.
And I don't know enough facts.
Doesn't come up again, like, you know, it could have come up in different ways or whatever, but is it broad enough that we have a path that it can be shared with people so it's clear enough? Not confidential, but, you know, public, that's all.
Yeah, it's because these things, and I'll be talking to you about the history that we have here with other council members being
Yeah, this is the
voted
first
for the
time.
city
Yeah.
that happen. So we need to kind of, from now on, get this whole thing clear. So the public doesn't have to really get into a debate over it for no reason, you know, kind of, people elected him and we have to accept that, but at the same time, we have to accept that there is things we have to deal with, which is the employment. And we deal with it. There is no personal issues here, and that's for the public, because I know there is a debate and there is people getting on each other and all this stuff. We need to take it easy, you know. People elected him, you know, and it's a fact. It's a fact. People likes him. They want him on the council. Maybe his employment has a question or something. We can discuss that, but not in a public meeting. You know, it has to be by the rules, and use the one time as the rules. You know, we can't come to a public meeting talking about employment,
Mhm.
you know, without his permission. So that's really all I can say about it. And hopefully we will get lawyers to talk to lawyers and all these things and get it resolved. You know, way or another, you know.
My curiosity is on the risk of, to the entity and to the employees. say we're a year out and somebody brings a question or litigation or an ombudsman or something and says, hey, this looks inappropriate, and they win their case, what do you do with that year's worth of pay for the employee? Is the employee at risk of potentially losing pay? Is there risk to the decisions that were made over that period of time that during that inappropriate relationship? So I don't wanna get into a situation, or my years of being on the council and different boards and things like that, always wanted to just do the due diligence on these types of questions, so that we don't get into situations where we have problems 6 months, a year down the road, that we didn't ask a simple question. Not that this is simple, but another question I have is, I think from on like school boards, there's a dollar limit associated with, because a lot of times in like schools, there's a school board member might be volunteering or working as a coach or something like that, and earning like a few $1,000s a year. And I think the limit might be up to like 20,000 or somewhere in that approximate place. I don't know if that's part of your investigation too. Is there a dollar limit associated with it, like maybe what the school board has to deal with, that relates to what cities do? So,
Yeah, I'll look at that, the last, and I'm going by recollection here, but I think it's $2,500. And I did see a case where the mayor in a small town had to mow the yards, nobody else bid, and he was gonna do it for $25 a pound. They did the math, and it was gonna be $12.50,
Right.
and that got blessed. So, again, it's very fact intensive.
Yes, if you taught us how to do it, and now we rely on you to do it. So, your work is highly appreciated for the city and utility, and we're relying on you to enlighten us and tell us what the next step is and all this stuff. And we give the newly elected, and everybody to know that it's not up to us to make that decision, because we can't really decide on people's decision to who to elect. We elected him, and we are at this point now, so what next? And we're asking you to give us that what next. Thank you for your help, and we'll talk about, I got your number, you got mine, and we'll talk about it.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you, sir.
Thank you. Do what?
Do we need a motion to opinion
Do
or
we
not?
need to make a motion?
Or to refer the issue to them?
That's already talked about, so he
Okay. No, I'm
got
just-
the
I didn't know.
permission. He got to
Okay.
go ahead, so, okay, so.
Okay,
Next.
you done?
Yes.
Number 7, city administrator reports.
Okay, we'll go through this quickly as we usually do. The first page on the financial statement is what we got in the bank is 7.7 million cash on hand. The next page is what we've done throughout the whole year from July 1st to the end of October. We have a positive number of $435. Page 3 is where we at with our budget. Our budget is 3.4, and we spend 1.0. We have 2.3 left on our budget. That's a good number. Page 4 is the months of activity, the beginning of October until the end of October, and we had a plus number of 253,000. Next page is a breakdown to our budget: sales tax, water, electric, insufficient fund, customer deposit, and self-insurance. The next report is a delinquent account. We have one person on page 1 with the check mark on the right hand. The next report, the delinquent account paid in full, we have 2 people with the check mark on first page and the second page. Next report, the paid in full payment agreement, we have 6 people, 4 shown on first page, 2 shown on second page without saying names. The next report, the payment agreement, we have 3 people, we just added with the check mark. Next report is budget billing, no, 0 change. The next report is the deceased and bankrupt, 0 change. The next report is offset program, for your information, how much we collected. The last report is the utility department report for the month of October.
Okay. Number 8, public forum.
I just have a question, a clarification on the attorney. So it was a little alarming to hear that Ash didn't know that there was an attorney here, and I understand there might allocated for the one particular, topic. So we have a city attorney, Dwayne, who already weighed in. And is this gentleman the utility board's
Yes,
attorney?
yes.
Okay, so then you will get a third opinion paid for by utilities, and the city already has one paid for this month.
Never,
I can
didn't know that.
clarify, I can
It was brought
clarify.
to the subcouncil.
Well, Steve is our attorney for city and
And
utility.
utility. But will
Dwayne-
this be like divided so that utilities pays for this particular request?
No, this specific thing we dealing with is utility issue to deal with him, and he's dealing with the utility board, not the
Thank you.
city council.
Thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Appreciate it.
thank you. Anything?
Anybody else?
No?
Well,
Okay.
quick, can I just say one thing quick?
Sure.
Just for your information, I don't know, you got the email, I don't know if everyone did, Forrest let us know that next week, they will be able to go down.
Yeah, so,
He's not gonna repaint it, he's gonna put a name on it.
No, they're not gonna repeat it at all, they're probably in spring, so I'm not going right.
Yeah. Once they start.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Adjourn.
thank you.